She was a happy-go-lucky young girl, just like every other girl her age. She was a tomboy. She enjoyed playing football amongst loads of other sports. Until she had a fall while doing her regular house chores. This time around, it was just a bucket of water that caused the fall that changed her life forever. However, this young, brave lady is a winner, she's a survivor, and she's a fighter. I mean, when you meet her, you can tell that this is a fighter. As she fought the battle against cancer, even if it meant her standing on one leg. She's done everything against all odds, and that is none other than Adenike Oyetunde. Yay. She's a lawyer, she's a philanthropist, she's an on-air personality, she's everything you can think about in a woman.
Wow,
Adenike,
that's a lot.
you're welcome on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
How have you been?
Huh.
And did I tell you she's an author now? Yeah. She has a book.
Yay! How have
I
I
got
been?
carried away with Adenike and I didn't introduce myself.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you just imagine? Okay, I'm Olah Show and you're welcome to the Olah Show. And today with me is Adenike Oyetunde, who is going to be gisting and virtually playing. And you know at some point you're going to do karaoke, yeah?
Yes, so I found out.
You're welcome on the show once again.
Thank you very much, Ola, for having me.
So why did you decide? Yeah, we're playing with you anyway.
Yeah, so I'm yellow and blue.
Okay, so me, I'm red and green.
I'm a trash you on your show.
It's okay, it's allowed. All right, so why did you decide to write the book?
Well, it was necessary for me to write the book because periodically people would always say, oh, we want you to come share your story. We want to know what your story has been. And somehow, I don't know how everybody thinks that, oh, I have it all figured out and I have everything all. I'm beating you right, I hope you can notice. I have it all put together. So it was necessary for me to share that reality, the reality of what the journey is like in its, well, I don't want to say entirety because I obviously cannot contain the journey in the book in its entirety, but just to give a glimpse into the different aspects of what that journey has been and is daily becoming. Since, launching this book till now, I've just been up and down, my emotions have been everywhere. I've not been overtly excited, but I think it comes with the terrain, and it also comes with the understanding that on the long run, the journey is farther, but just taking it a day at a time actually does help. So, which is why I knew it was necessary to document that experience in the book.
That's really, really beautiful. I'm learning to document my own experiences too, but sometimes I just get really lazy.
I'm getting another double six.
Well done. Okay, so someone said we're not strong because we put on a brave face. We're strong when we admit our weaknesses, our pains, and our struggles without letting them define us or limit us. So how have you been able to do this?
One thing that has helped me is accepting what my truth is, which is why it was necessary for me to write my story by myself. I did not want anyone to write this particular part of my journey after I had left. So it was necessary for me to understand what my strengths are and what my weaknesses are, and also to know the things that trigger me into becoming a person who is daily evolving. You wouldn't see me carry on more than I can actually handle now.
That much I know.
Maybe earlier on in the journey, I subconsciously was making an attempt to prove to everybody that, yeah, I can do it, yada, yada. But right now, I'm accepting what my limits are. Yeah. And in that bit, I'm also owning my truth and just staying literally, I would say it colloquially, in my lane and just maintaining my, my champion, that kind of stuff.
Wow. Okay, so, yes, I mentioned earlier that you were a tomboy.
Yes.
And is there anything you miss now? Do you miss playing football?
Well, just 2 days ago, I was telling someone that I want to run, and I can't wait to, try blades and just run. And the person was looking at me and saying, oh, wow, they didn't think about it. I'm like, I feel like mentally, I'm going to snap a lot of things on, in my head and in my mind. So for that one reason, I don't say that I necessarily miss being a tomboy, but occasionally, of course, I miss my right leg. Of course, I want my leg back, you know. And some days I just wake up and I'm like, no, you know, but that's until a creative miracle happens. You know, it's never gonna happen until that occurs. And for that one reason, owning my truth also means just move on. It has happened, it has happened. Can we then move on? So maybe not necessarily miss being a tomboy, but enjoying the phases as it goes.
Okay, so I know that you're not playing again. You want me to trash you?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I know that one of the major battles you would have had to fight would have been a battlefield in your mind.
Yep.
And so how did you overcome that?
You have to count what you got. Battlefield
What did I
of
get again?
5-3. I saw it. Battlefield of my mind. You know, having written the story and, you know, published the book, self-published, you would have thought that, oh, you know, everything is high and finance, you know. But the reality is, in writing a book, people really tell you what marketing of the book entails and how tasking and daunting that responsibility is.
It is.
So having to do that, you know, on its own is another struggle, in quote. And because of that particular reason, it's a battle that my mind is daily conceptualizing, and I'm having to consciously and internally say, look, you have done your bit, you have done what it is you know that you've been asked to do, and you put it out there. Forget about it. Of course you want to write a book and cash out. Of course you want to write a book and then move into some luxury, but the reality is it doesn't always occur that way for everyone.
Yeah.
So history will have it that one time a certain Adenike Oyetunde wrote a book, and whatever does happen, you know, it would always be a plus in my name, particularly as I'm a purpose-driven person. So if, you know, whatever happens, everybody hears, hey, she's passed on. People say, she wanted to write a book and she did it. So for that particular reason, I'm thankful that I did it. And that is something that always reignites and re-energizes me when my mind starts to play tricks on me. It's been a daunting task lately trying to think about survival in Nigeria and contemplating. Are you people sure we're not going to relocate and all of that? But, you know, I'm daily, consciously and intentionally trying my best to just stay, not just afloat, but to even thrive. Because I no longer want to survive. I literally want to just flourish and thrive where I am. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. So,
Yeah. Why is it that you're the one reminding me? There you go.
Yeah, my house. Hey, yes, 6'6". Adenike, I'm going to trash you. 6. I think I should. No, you're too close to me.
Okay. I am so grateful.
To get.
No. So what you gonna do?
Okay.
Just, you have to count something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. So there's a part of your book where you said, you said, and I quote, I wonder if a longer stump would have made walking with the prosthesis easier.
Yeah.
Because thinking about it, I still would not have had my knee.
Yes.
The joint that aids mobility.
Yeah.
So how did you deal with the what-ifs? How do you still deal with the what-ifs?
Wow, how do I deal with the what-ifs is to just thrive.
Okay.
I will never have all the answers.
True.
You know, I couldn't have been able to save my stump. I'm excited she didn't pay me. You know, I wouldn't have been able to, you know, have saved my stump for the extension. So what that part of the book is talking about is if you're on high above knee, really high above knee amputee as I am, walking with a prosthetic limb is harder than it will be if you had your knee intact. Say if you were a below knee amputee. Okay. And because that is not there, it makes it harder. So much so that when you see people that have hip amputation and you see them walking in prosthetic limbs, you begin to ask, even me who has this, you know, tiny residual limb, why was I thinking it was going to be near impossible for me to learn to walk with a prosthetic limb if this person that has a hip amputation is doing excellently well? So that particular instance just always makes me understand that how about you just move on and move on with the things that you can't control, because this is something I don't have a control over. What I have a control over now is when I decide to get a prosthetic limb, I can then decide to walk with it. However, whatever it is, whether I'm walking aided or unaided, it's my decision and it's my prerogative. And in that instance, I'm owning it and I'm saying, you know what, you people of the world, because people always come, so you have a prosthetic limb, why do you still need an aid? I'm like, no, it works differently for people. Some people have prosthetic limbs and still have crutches. Some people have prosthetic limbs and still have a cane. Some people have prosthetic limbs that have no aid at whatsoever. It's whatever works for you. And that particular reason just makes me understand, see, what if I didn't even have access to a prosthetic limb? My life wouldn't pause at the end of the day. So yeah, just enjoy it.
All right, so we'll go on a short break now. When we get back, we'll get to find out
I'll trash her.
more about Adenike. We're going to talk about relationships.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay. It's still the Olah Show. We'll be back in a bit.
What it is like to sleep with your eyes open, or to close your eyes wishing you were a sleeper cell, wanting to end the life of a tormentor that makes your heart pump fast through his art of punching you every time. His blistering heat of anger leaves your skin with blisters every time. His acts rips your heart every time with emotional scars and bad memories. Woman, you don't have to suffer with him. He'll change is a lie. Change was the demo he played and made you crazy to rule your life. I know so many times you've been told too many lies and now the truth is bitter. An older woman wrote a letter, and in her lines she said, don't take too much time. Anytime you bring him is the time, but it has to be early. Delay is devilish. Love speaks different languages, but some speak love with their fist on your face. It shows his love is fierce. Endure, she said. Luck is when a rich man looks at your face. His escalate should be your joy, not his two-faced love. You need an assurance before your liver starts to fail. You have to give up something, if not all, your time, your life, your voice. Your voice has to be talked in, like talk inside and wait for him to hear the lines without moving your lips. A polite way of saying, shut up your mouth. It sounds like giving up your life. Woman, you don't have to give up anything, not even your ghost. Cold is another word for lifeless. You've got a life to live. You are beautiful, colorful, multi-faced like the rainbow, but you've learned to accept black or white. Where is your fancy? Don't pass down the dark side of the pot. Don't swallow down stereotypes still stuck in the throat of those that didn't fight, those that swallow down the peppery sauce of slavery with tiny cups of rings. Woman, that man should woo you when he's worthy of your worth. You deserve petals down the aisle. The only tear that should slip down your eyes should be of joy. The morning sings for joy because of you. You're not a punching bag. Your heart is not a battlefield. You're a safe place to come to. Your body is more than a country for him to conquer. You are more than a luck charm. Love is heavenly. Let him be a man on bended knees to your heavenly Father. Luck is when he finds you and you say yes for him to share of the wealth that you are. Woman, you don't have to suffer with him or without him.
You're welcome back. It's still the Olah Show, and I still have Adenike Oyetunde here with me.
Yeah, Adenike is gonna trash her.
The OAP lawyer, author, philanthropist, everything.
All these titles.
All right, so my turn, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, 6'4".
You did not pay me.
Nope. What am I not?
Right in the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey, my village people. Okay. All right.
Why not?
Count your 4.
This is you, yeah? Okay.
So what about relationships?
Yeah, you mentioned something about
6'3".
acrotomophilia. I
Oh,
hope
yes.
that is the right pronunciation.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you talked about someone who was trying to date
So
you.
basically what it means is people have fetishes.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like a fetish of some sort for some people.
Please,
So,
what's the dictionary definition?
that's it. Acrotomophilia.
Philia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So basically what it is people attracted to people like me.
Okay.
You know, so that's the most endearing thing about it.
So they want to play hero.
Not possibly a part of it.
Okay.
It also sometimes has BDSM. Hey God, see us going into 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah.
Please,
Before my mother will now start wondering. You
so
know,
I should understand.
so it's people who are sexually attracted to people like me, not
Okay.
because of any other reason. So someone just wants to date you because you have one hand or you have one leg, or someone just wants to date you because they want to know how intriguing it is to have a sexual relationship with someone like me.
Okay.
So primarily, why they're attracted to you is just because you're this.
Okay.
In comparison to
Who you
what
are
we
as a
what we call
person.
as, yes, normal circumstances, where the person is possibly, you know, the attraction might be an addition, but the main endearment might be the person's personality,
the
or
inner you.
you know, different things. It can even be the outer you, your dress sense, your
Yes.
love for food, your hair color, you know, your haircut, whatever it is. But basically, that's what it means. And I have actually met, you know, someone like that. And yeah, so I didn't know it even existed. I'm like, what is it about this person? And then I started to read, and then
Research.
exactly. So.
And
I
so
can't.
did he own it? Because you
No,
mentioned he
of
was
course
a
he
doctor.
didn't. Of course he didn't. He was still, I'm like, it's okay. You know, I didn't have any intent of.
So at what point did you find out when you found out his ex-girlfriend?
Oh yeah, I think it was at that point that I found out that, okay, there's something about this person and why they keep getting attracted to people like me, because as is his case, he had the savior mentality. I want to be your hero. I
Your
want
knight in
to,
shining armor.
exactly, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Okay, so you talked about what pastors and prayer houses did. You know, for me, I always talk about people learning to know God for themselves, so that whatever situation they find themselves, they can at least trust Him through the process. So please tell everybody again, because I'm sure it's not everybody that will go and buy the book, but I hope you all buy the book, because you really need to learn. You need to.
There's
buy
an
that book.
audio version in the book.
Yeah, I found out.
So in case you don't
recently.
have time to read, I took time to read this book by myself.
I saw this last night.
I
And I
used
was
to-
like, okay, I would have just played it in the car and I would have been done.
Since.
Yeah.
And because
really
we're
good,
Africans,
nice one.
thank you. Because we're Africans,
Four.
we
One,
are
two,
exposed
three,
to
four,
several
five.
things. She didn't pay me. We're exposed to several things, and one of which is the fact that anything that doesn't have a cause, we
Yeah.
always attribute to mysticism, to some being that is somewhere, such that because cancer is an unusual, irregular growth of your cells,
Yeah.
and the doctors cannot say this is what caused it, then it had to be someone that caused it. It had to be somebody
In the
that did
village.
something, or you know, your father, your mother did something, or your grandmother performed. I'm like wondering, no, I have met people who through this journey, I have told, I understand where you are. I get it. I'm not allowing you not enjoy your journey, but I need you to understand that time is of the essence.
Yeah.
With cancer, you may not be lucky enough to assimilate and say, okay, let's now listen to what the doctors, because they will tell you many things. They'll tell you to drink this, rub this, go here.
That's a story of
do-
typical African.
Oh yeah. I know now with my journey with God that of a certainty, God is always in a good mood. I feel bad, I feel miserable, I feel like the doors have been shut against me, I feel like no one is helping me, I feel like I'm in a circle. You know, yesterday I was talking to a friend and telling a friend that, you know, we're talking about movement and circles. And the friend was telling me that, do you know why the lion is very interesting? The lion rests for 75% of its time. And the person said, I think you're still in your resting season. Enjoy it. I'm like, this is not what I was expecting. Do you understand? So when all of these things happen, they will come at you and tell you certain. Imagine that in the book I talked about somebody say that they are gathering on one tree.
The cashew tree.
It happens to see all those things you see in movies. I'm telling you.
You know, I think I've experienced like a percentage of that, but I mean, the gravity of what you had to endure. And then I kept wondering, is it possible that even all the concussions even contributed to it?
You know, so what the aim was to, the aim was that the cancer somehow will go.
Disappear.
But in reality, what it is the toxicity in my system was increasing.
Yeah.
Because I was just ingesting,
Everything.
and I did tradomedic. You see all those tradomedic, I became a don. You know, my family would, even money we didn't have, you know, and I get it. I genuinely get it. But the reality is these things do not work. If they do work, it's a stroke of luck.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with these things that you're eating or drinking. Yes, so people have talked about many things
Eating
in
right,
Asia and all of that. I'm like, you know what? This is my own story and this is what happened to me. So if it happens to you and you get cleared by the doctors, then you can own your narrative until that happens. And it hurts me because recently I knew someone who died because they had persuaded him that they would tell him, they could take him to one man that could call out the cancer.
Whoa.
And the young man lost his life.
Whoa.
So it still hurts me. So there's nothing like that, dear Nigerians and Africans. The doctors tell you it's cancer. It is cancer. Go to as many doctors as you can. Catch it early enough, which is one problem that we never talk about in Nigeria. There are childhood cancers. And in other parts of the world, they literally get rid of them. But here, we have to take you to church, mosque, Aladura, everything.
I'm trashing you, Adenike. Hey, 6'5".
Okay, that's the end of the game. So this is what my auntie's son does. Oluwalani will not allow us play. You can't be winning me like that. No. So I won the game.
No problem, I give it to you. But you know you're still going to do your karaoke anyway.
Oh, sure.
What song are you choosing?
No air.
Yay! Okay. So,
Tell me how to sing. No. Because you took my breath away. Hey,
it's like
Jesus.
living in a world with no air.
Oh, if I don't
Live.
That's how I form
My
my
heart
hand.
will move, it's incomplete.
Let them get to the chorus. Sing.
There's a way to make you understand.
But how do you expect me to live alone with just me? When the world around you, run for me to breathe. Tell me how to breathe with no air.
No air.
That's how I feel.
No air. No air. No air.
So deep. Tell me how you're gonna be without me. I can't breathe.
No air. No air. No air.
Ooh,
No air.
no,
No air. No air.
The ground that jumped and flew right off the ground to play to you. Hey, chorus. I can't kill myself. Sing now.
Somehow
I'm
I'm
still alive inside. You took my breath, but I survived. I know how, but I don't need. So how do you expect me to live alone with just me? 'Cause the world around you is hard for me. You never mean to breathe. Tell me how to breathe, no air.
done. You've really tried. No air, no air, no air, no.
Wow. Why did they stop it?
All right, thank you so much, Adenike. Thank you for making up time for us on the show. Thank you for allowing me to trash you, but I've let you in.
Yes, you should. That's the most courteous thing to do to your guest.
Yes, I let you in. I let you take it, so it's fine. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to many more great things you're doing. I've learned a whole lot from you. And hopefully one of these days when you're having your food hangout, you will remember to call a sister.
Hey, hallelujah.
All right, darling. Thank
you
so
so
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So people, it's been the Olah Show. Till next time. Bye for now.